Hi there, and thank you for attending my short course on how to be the great artist that you are. My name is SB, and I'm an artist, a commercial artist working over in Railroad Square, and I work in 3 areas, and those are photography, writing, and glass blowing. Now, the first thing that I need to tell you about getting in touch with your inner artist is that you need to surround yourself with beauty, because if you don't, then you won't have any inspiration or things to make you think beautiful thoughts. Now, on to the first type of art that I have. It's photography. I normally use digital photography, but I also sometimes use film photography. The digital has some pros and cons, the pros being that you can see the product instantaneously, you can adjust if the pictures are too dark or too light, you can just go in and change it. Whereas the film, you would have to wait until it's developed, which is at least half an hour and sometimes even 1 day or 2 days, depending on whether you do it yourself. But one thing that film photography has over digital photography is that you have the negative and it's always going to be there, whereas if you have a digital one, there's always the risk of the card being erased or whatever before you harvest the photos to your computer. And also, if you don't have enough cards, and the cost of those digital cards, sometimes they could be $80 to $100 per card. It can be prohibitive for some users, especially when they're first starting out. Finally, photography in itself, some people like to stick to color, but there's actually black and white photography as well. It used to be popular back in the day because that's all that was available. But then in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, when color was becoming more popular, black and white had sort of a niche, and people would think of it as more of an elegant thing, whereas before it was all there was. So that is a good opportunity for you to be creative as well. So that's photography. Now we'll move to the second one, which is glass blowing. Now, glass blowing is a very dangerous but very rewarding art form, because you can make any shape that your heart desires, but you have to plan it out properly, because if you don't, you can end up having burns, or you could hurt someone, you could even get killed if the glass reaches a temperature and is cooled too quickly and it explodes. So that's about glass blowing. Finally, the third kind of art is writing. Now, writing is a wonderful thing. It's a way to get your thoughts out there, both out to your audience, but also on paper or on your computer, as it were. Writing is probably the least expensive and easiest way of getting your creative juices flowing. And if you want to do that, then all you have to do is just have a piece of paper and a pen. Or as one old philosopher from the 1700s did, he took a wishbone from a piece of chicken, his chicken dinner, and he dipped it in red wine, and he just started writing because he didn't have anything else to write with at the time. So that, I wouldn't recommend that you write the great American novel with the wishbone and the wine, but at the very least, if you're in a pinch or in a tight spot and you don't have anything with you, you can use your dinner to write something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of these ways of becoming an artist who is in touch with the art that's within them. Thank you.